Welcome to AI World TV, your go-to destination for everything artificial intelligence. Discover the captivating landscape of AI, where advanced technology finds real-life application. Subscribe to AI World TV for webzine articles, reports, podcasts, videos, live events, and latest trends. Hear from top industry leaders and discover how AI is transforming industries and our daily lives.
Okay, welcome to the deep dive. Today we're digging into something that's, well, it's fundamentally changing how businesses operate. We're talking about artificial intelligence, but not like some far-off concept. AI is now the core engine, really, driving strategy and creating value, like right now. For this deep dive, we're looking at a really great article from AI World Journal. It's called AI at the Core, Redefining Business Models for a Digital Future. And we're pairing that with a whole bunch of trending news headlines just to see what's happening on the ground with AI lately. So, our mission, cut through the hype, unpack these sources, and pull out the key things you really need to know about AI in business, where it is now, and where it's headed. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, it really feels like AI, maybe in the last year or so, crossed some kind of threshold. It went from being this exciting, maybe slightly distant tech possibility to something that's, well, actively shaping how leaders think about strategy across pretty much every sector.
Right, and that's a key point. The article hits hard right at the start. The first big shift they talk about is AI moving beyond being just this disruptive force that companies react to.
Exactly.
It's becoming core infrastructure, like fundamental.
Yeah, fundamental business infrastructure.
Yeah.
And that doesn't just mean, automating a few simple tasks here and there. It's a much bigger deal. It's about completely rethinking how a business actually runs.
You mean like building the whole operation around AI?
Precisely. We're seeing companies restructuring entire workflows, redesigning the whole customer journey from beginning to end, and even finding brand new ways to make money, things that just weren't feasible before AI.
The article gives some good examples of this, doesn't it? Across different fields.
It does. Really vivid ones. So think about finance. You've got firms using AI to listen to earnings calls, not just transcribe them, but analyze the tone, the sentiment in real time.
To find trading signals.
Exactly. Pulling out signals at a speed and scale, no human team could ever match that.
Okay, wow. What about healthcare?
Well, there you see generative AI speeding up drug discovery, which is, notoriously slow and expensive.
Yeah.
And we're also seeing these AI co-pilots starting to assist doctors with diagnostics, sort of like a data-driven second opinion.
Interesting. And retail, that feels like a place we'd see it.
Oh, absolutely. Forget basic recommendations. Now it's about AI modeling customer intent as it happens, real time, leading to these hyper-personalized product suggestions. It's almost like they anticipate what you want, sometimes even before you're fully aware of it yourself.
A little creepy maybe, but powerful.
Powerful, definitely. And even the creative industries, often seen as the last bastion of pure human skill.
Yeah.
They're getting involved too. AI-generated content is becoming a thing. Virtual influencers, dynamic media tools that adapt based on how the audience is engaging.
Okay, so this shift, AI moving from just disruption to being core infrastructure, why is that important for you listening?
Well, it's crucial because it signals where the real investment is going, where the strategic focus lies, where the actual business impact is happening. It's changing how entire industries function, and that affects how you'll interact with companies, whether you're a customer, an employee, or maybe an investor. It changes the game.
Which leads right into the next big point from the article, doesn't it? That AI strategy can't be siloed anymore. It is the business strategy.
Exactly right. It's not just an IT project you can delegate and forget about.
Yeah.
The company's really making headway with AI. They have C-suite executives, the top leaders, directly owning and driving these initiatives.
So it's a boardroom conversation.
It has to be. And it needs to be tied directly to the company's core mission, its main goals.
So having an AI roadmap isn't just like a nice to have.
No, it's essential.
Yeah.
And that roadmap needs to be explicitly linked to the fundamental business metrics, the KPIs.
Yeah.
Things like cost savings, gaining market share, boosting customer lifetime value.
Yeah.
If your AI strategy isn't clearly serving those core business objectives, then, well, it's probably not the right strategy. Or it's not being implemented effectively.
And the article really emphasizes the role of data in all this.
Oh, hugely. They make a really strong point about investing in data assets, treating data as a genuine form of capital.
Like intellectual property or real estate.
Exactly like that.
Right.
Just as valuable. It's a shift in mindset.
There was a quote in there that really stuck out to me.
Ah, the supply chain one.
Yeah. data is the new supply chain and AI is the new logistics operator. What does that really mean in this context?
Well, think about a physical supply chain, right? It ensures raw materials get where they need to go efficiently for production.
Okay.
Data is like those raw materials. It needs to flow cleanly, effectively, to be useful. And AI, that's the logistics system. It directs the data, processes it, uses it to make decisions, power operations, create value across the whole business. It orchestrates the flow.
That's a powerful analogy. It really clarifies things.
What's fascinating here is how connecting AI strategy tightly to those core business goals is absolutely vital for generating real, tangible value. It's not just tech, for tech's sake.
Okay, so we've got this big strategic shift happening, AI becoming infrastructure, AI strategy being business strategy. So what are the practical lessons? What are companies actually learning as they try to implement this? Here's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah, the article pulls together some key lessons learned from the front lines from companies really doing this work. It boils down to about four main things.
Okay, what's the first one?
First, and this might be a big counterintuitive for some, is that data quality beats data quantity.
So it's not just about having the most data.
Not at all. We hear big data all the time, but just having mountains of messy, maybe poorly labeled, or even ethically questionable data, that doesn't give you an edge. The real competitive advantage comes from having clean, well-structured, ethically sourced data that's directly relevant to your specific business goals.
So focus on the right data, not just more data.
Exactly. Companies doing that are outperforming those just drowning in data noise. Quality over quantity.
Okay, that makes sense. What's lesson number 2?
The second one is that AI agents are changing the game.
Agents, what are we talking about here? Like chatbots?
More than that, these are more sophisticated systems, often autonomous, designed to execute complex, multi-step business tasks without needing constant human hand-holding.
Okay, like what kind of tasks?
The article gives some really cool examples. Think AI agents that can autonomously negotiate complex advertising buys online.
Really?
Yeah. Or agents managing intricate compliance workflows, making sure everything lines up across different regulations. Or even acting as, say, autonomous financial analysts sifting through reports, or paralegals reviewing documents and flagging key clauses.
Wow. So it's not just making people faster, it's doing things differently.
Exactly. The article calls it capability multiplication. It lets businesses operate at a scale or a speed that just wasn't possible before these agents came along.
Capability multiplication. I like that. Okay, third lesson. This one feels important.
It is. Number 3, ethics and trust are strategic differentiators.
Right. As AI gets more powerful, people get more concerned. Bias, transparency, fairness.
Precisely. And smart.
You are listening to the AI World Podcast, your trusted source for the latest innovations, insights, and trends in artificial intelligence, blockchain, fintech, and decentralized technologies. Each episode features expert interviews, engaging discussions, and in-depth analysis of how AI transforms industries worldwide. Stay ahead of the curve with the latest articles and exclusive reports from the AI World Journal, covering everything from emerging technologies to industry breakthroughs. For more news, global events, and access to AI World Society circle gatherings, visit us at aiworld.tv. Don't forget to subscribe to stay informed, stay connected, and be part of the AI revolution with AI World Lounge. Thank you for listening.
Businesses are realizing that tackling these issues proactively isn't just about ticking a compliance box. It's becoming a core part of their brand, a way to build trust with customers, partners, even employees.
So how are they doing that?
The article mentions things like building strong governance frameworks, clear rules for how AI is developed and deployed, implementing rigorous auditing of AI models to check for performance issues or biases, and really focusing on designing explainable systems.
Meaning you can understand why the AI made a certain decision.
Yes. So it's not just a black box. This raises an important question about trust, doesn't it? If you can't trust the output, how valuable is it? For the leading companies, building this responsible AI isn't an add-on. It's being woven into their core strategy because they see trust itself as a critical asset in this new AI age.
Okay, quality data, powerful agents, trust as a differentiator. What's the fourth lesson?
The fourth is all about agility. Speed to experiment is a key metric.
So don't wait for perfection.
Pretty much. The organizations that are really succeeding aren't the ones spending years trying to build the absolute perfect AI model in a lab before they deploy anything. They prioritize testing ideas quickly, trying things out. If something doesn't work, they fail small, fail fast, learn from it, and pivot.
And then scale up what does work.
Exactly. That ability to run rapid learning cycles, to experiment and adapt quickly, that's a massive strategic advantage when the technology itself is moving so fast. Speed is key.
It feels like it's not just the business models and the strategies changing, but as the article points out, leadership itself is evolving because of AI.
That's a really profound point they make. AI isn't just a tool leaders use. It's actually reshaping what it means to be a leader.
How so?
Well, it requires a significant evolution in mindset. For instance, leaders are shifting from being the primary sole decision makers
Right.
to becoming more like decision architects.
Decision architects, meaning?
Meaning they design the systems, often involving AI, they gather the data, provide the insights, lay out the options, enabling them and their teams to exercise better, faster judgment.
Okay, so designing the decision-making process itself.
Exactly.
Yep.
And they're also moving away from a purely top-down control model. They're becoming collaborators, learning how to partner effectively with these intelligent agents we talked about, and leading these new kinds of multidisciplinary teams that blend human and AI capabilities.
Less controlling, more collaborating.
Yes. And maybe most importantly, leaders need to shift from being just strategic planners.
To becoming strategic learners.
Right. Because in a world where AI is driving such rapid, constant change, the only real constant is the need to adapt, to learn continuously. That ability to learn becomes the strategy.
The article even calls this new leadership mindset a survival skill.
It really feels that way.
And it makes you think, doesn't it? Regardless of your role right now, how might AI challenge or change the way you make decisions? Or how you collaborate with others down the line?
It really does. It seems less about having all the answers yourself and more about knowing how to build and interact with systems, including AI systems, that help you find those answers, and being willing to learn and adapt along the way.
Looking even further ahead, the source talks about something called generative business models. What's that about?
This is where things get really exciting, potentially transformative. It's the idea that AI won't just optimize or enhance existing business processes,
Okay.
but it will actually create entirely new types of products, new services, even whole new markets that simply didn't exist before and couldn't exist without AI.
Whoa. Can you give an example? That sounds pretty out there.
Well, the article gives some examples that are actually happening now, even if they sound futuristic. Imagine an architecture firm. They're using generative design AI, not just to model buildings, but to actually co-create structures with the client interactively in real time during a meeting.
Co-creating with AI.
Yeah. Or think about a movie studio using AI-assisted tools to generate storyline options, cutting script development time from months down to maybe days.
That's a massive change.
Huge. Or e-commerce brands using AI to design and launch entire product lines targeted at tiny, super specific micro-audiences based on data trends.
So in this generative model view, AI isn't just a tool for efficiency.
No, it's framed much more as a creative partner, working alongside humans to invent, to design, to bring completely new things into the world.
That's a different way of thinking about it entirely, a creative partner. Okay, so to ground all this theory and these strategic ideas, let's quickly look at some of those recent news headlines we mentioned. They kind of give a snapshot of how this is all playing out right now.
Yeah, they really paint a picture of the breadth of AI activity.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
For instance, we see governments getting involved, right, trying to figure out how to use AI or regulate it.
Definitely. There was news about, I think it was a federal agency, launching an internal AI tool, only for it to struggle immediately with even basic tasks. So, challenges there.
Right. And there are mentions in the sources of ongoing political discussions about AI provisions in different pieces of legislation. We're just noting neutrally what the sources report here.
And the investment side is still red hot. Headlines everywhere about the demand for chips, NVIDIA, TSMC, the hardware needed to power all this AI.
Can't get enough computing power.
Exactly. And AI startup valuations are still climbing in many areas. Huge amounts of capital flowing in.
But there are also ongoing discussions about the downsides, the ethics, safety.
Very much so. You see reports about AI pioneers like Yoshua Bengio launching initiatives focused specifically on developing honest AI systems. And there are persistent concerns being raised in the news about potential bias in models, the risk of misuse, or even AI generating incorrect information, the whole hallucination problem.
So the field is definitely grappling with those challenges publicly.
Actively. And then you just see the sheer variety of applications popping up in the headlines.
Yeah.
Major consulting firms like McKinsey using AI for analysis tasks that junior consultants used to do. Big tech players like Intuit and Snowflake heavily promoting their AI agent capabilities, linking right back to that lesson we discussed.
Right, the agents.
And even the practicalities, like the massive energy needed to train these models. Headlines about Meta potentially looking into nuclear power for its data centers.
Wow. Nuclear power for AI.
It shows the scale. Plus, you see AI mentioned in everything from cooking apps to making video game characters more realistic to artists embracing it and others rejecting it. It's touching almost every domain.
So the headlines really do confirm it, don't they? These big themes, the strategic shift, the lessons being learned, the challenges, they're not just theory. They are happening now across the board.
Absolutely. It's playing out in real time every day.
So wrapping this up, this deep dive really makes it crystal clear. AI isn't just another tech trend that's going to fade away. It's a genuine sea change, as the article puts it, a fundamental transformation.
Yeah, it truly is. And the sources really underscore what businesses need to do to navigate this. It boils down to embedding AI deep into the core strategy, not treating it as separate. Building cultures that are nimble, that are data-driven, but also really focused on trust and responsibility.
And prioritizing learning, right? Experimentation, adaptability.
That seems to be the key differentiator, the ability to learn and adapt faster than the competition in this rapidly changing landscape.
And ultimately, the picture that emerges, it's less about AI replacing us, replacing human ingenuity.
Right. It's more about AI being here to augment us, to amplify our capabilities, accelerate our progress, in ways we're probably only just beginning to understand.
So what does this all mean? For you, for everyone listening, the source material leaves us with a really thought-provoking question. It's no longer whether AI will shape your strategy. That ship has sailed. The real question now is, will your strategy shape how you use AI?
That's the challenge and the opportunity right there. How will you shape it?
Something to definitely consider as you move forward. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
The future of artificial intelligence is unfolding, and it's happening at AI World Week, the flagship global event for innovation, collaboration, and transformation. This flagship global AI event is designed to connect visionary leaders, trailblazing entrepreneurs, and influential thinkers to explore the endless possibilities of AI. Experience groundbreaking technology that redefines industries and inspires progress. Join thought-provoking discussions on ethical AI, digital equity, and the transformative role of technology in our world. Build meaningful connections that catalyze innovation and drive impact. AI World Week is powered by AI World Society, a global movement dedicated to advancing AI responsibly and ensuring it serves humanity. Together, we're shaping a smarter, more inclusive, and equitable future. Continue your journey beyond the event with the AI World Journal, offering expert insights, in-depth analysis, and the latest trends shaping the AI landscape. This is your opportunity to lead, to innovate, and to transform the world with AI. AI World Week. We invite you to join us and embrace the AI revolution.